Welcome back, super friends. What's the hubbub? Today I'm setting the record clear on Aaron Fischer and his fans. I'm primarily a reaction channel of civil debate topics towards the Snyder DCU shift into the current active verse of Gunn's DCU. I'm not pretending to be a primary review channel, though you'll see I do some of those as well in my content. There were some things that Aaron said which I'll give benefit of doubt inadvertently caused confusion. Number one, yes, we disagree on many DC items, and that's okay. I've always felt we civilly have done so and gave each other kudos on some video content for being entertaining. Even I cover multiple channels, not just Aaron. I either am fulfilling a reaction request from comment submissions. I've caught a video where I was like, wow, that's completely different than how I see it. That's just some background on my content. Number two, yes, when I posted a comment as a liberal who is able to be friends with conservatives in support of empathy for Charlie Kirk, I was very caught off guard by Aaron's reply that suggested I was glad he's dead. As a father in my real life, some of you don't understand how truly I set aside all politics in thinking of his family. The thought of not only Charlie's wife but his kids hit me hard. Even if I disagree on some of his views, outside of the highest controversial items, there are some basic beliefs of his I just didn't subscribe to, such as Charlie believed college was a scam, that people should all have kids before a career, and women should basically focus on being a mum for fulfillment, not worry about their place in career world. But you know what? As my point was before, having disagreement doesn't alter my empathy. I don't have to see him as a prophet. I saw him as a human, a husband, a father, for all I know, as he matured with his young girls. He may even have changed his mind on some of his views. Like him or not, he was intelligent and I believe could understand nuance. Unfortunately, we will never know how his views may have grown as his life was cut short so young. Number three, let me be clear, I do not work with or ever was involved with any drama about trying to or actually contacting Aaron by phone or text, or whatever he said happened with some other individuals. I do reactions to multiple channels, that's it. I watch channels I may disagree with, but find interesting and state where I disagree. Reactions and rebuttals in civil debate. Before Aaron mentioned cases of him allegedly being harassed by phone, I unequivocally never heard of this. I have no interest in stalking anyone, and no, doing reactions on content is not illegal. It is debate and free speech to look at things in another way and open up dialogue between sides. There is some irony from those being Charlie Kirk supporters who have an issue with me debating topics. I never have, and I never will go beyond debating.
He's going to be totally biased. His job is to make DC look good, even though things that are happening now are not good. But he came into my comments on the video that I did last week about Charlie Kirk and made the comment that, you know, I'm really sorry. I felt bad about Charlie Kirk being murdered, but he made insightful comments. That he did a comment like that. And I had no toleration for that because there is no excuse, zero excuse for violence, none whatsoever. You can't in the same sentence, you're sorry someone's killed, but they did this.
To be clear, I don't work with any other YouTubers, and it's a false allegation to say I do. Yes, I have done contract work with DC. I've never said there is zero bias. I've said there is bias on both sides. I've stated that because the Snyderverse is dead, it has a cult-like following and advocate channels that were against Gunn before ever seeing Superman. I give the other perspective that normies and fans alike may find useful before getting pre- or misconceptions ahead. You have channels like Harsh Critics, 4KO, and yes, Aaron's that were boycotting ahead of seeing the movie. They can't say they are void of being Snyder-centric when they wish failure on Gunn
they are shilling, man, and it's sad because a lot of these shills been exposed, and I don't think the public is falling for it this time. You can see it under the comment section. Say, hey, you're a paid shill, and that's right. Call them out because that's exactly what they are. These people get special hotel, they get luxury hotels, flying privileges, all types of stuff. So call them out because they're shilling hard, but I don't think it's going to be enough because the damage has already been done. They are now calling this a woke Superman just because of the comment that James Gunn, the head of DC Studios, said the other day. And this is what the general audience think of this film, because this is in major news outlets at this point, and that's clearly not a good sign, and that destroys its chances at the box office.
Daily and ask that he even be fired.
James Gunn has a problem. He should not be in charge of DC. He is a disgusting, perverted individual. We want it to fail, but we don't care if it succeeds because we still want the finish of the story that we were supposed to have. Warner Brothers is a terrible company. They're run by morons. They're run by horrible people, and they've chosen the worst possible people to come in and try and save the company. This is just ridiculous at this stage. I have no hope for the future. None.
Riled up Snyder Bro viewers, then hashtag to fire Gunn and restore. But you think the bias is only my side for supporting the DCU. Also, newsflash, any work I've done in DC doesn't make me a paid shill. People tend to work, or I hope they do, where their interests are at. In my contract work, I'm not to publicly comment as a figure, so as the Hubbub, I do give my actual point of view. While I support a lot of decisions, I also do criticize where I feel warranted. For example, months before release of Superman, I mentioned the marketing momentum was lacking. As I knew firsthand, a lot of work was held back from production timeline, waiting on materials to even market with. Also, months ago, I mentioned the on-set contention between David Corenswet and James Gunn on set due to David constantly questioning direction and having strong opinions on Superman as a character. With newcomer David Corenswet and James Gunn, the actor is reportedly feeling some of the online negativity. Though he consciously avoids social media and fans don't meme him to his face, he's aware and frustrated. While on set, he got along great with staff and other actors. The only moments of tension were between him and Gunn. David is a Juilliard actor and takes the work incredibly seriously. If he felt off in a scene, he'd tell Gunn and ask questions until it felt right. This sounds productive, but it did create some conflict at times. During shooting, it got tense, as Gunn would feel he got what he needed. Yet David would often push back, present different ideas and questions until answered and redid his takes. Gunn was not expecting a newcomer pushing his involvement, but did accommodate these moments. He found working with David to be a primary source of stress, but in the end, he felt collaboratively. They got everything out of him they wished for, and even additional input, which helped the performance. Their director-to-actor partnership was at times strained throughout production, but they were fine after shooting. As we see now, in the commentary that had merit. Look at these comments that described me as an online terrorist for simply doing reaction videos and disagreeing. Really, Cody? Are you too stupid to not even check in on what I've actually talked about or done? Again, if Aaron has any honesty and address this, you'll hear from him say specifically that movie Hubbub has never been involved with contacting him or harassing. I do include Aaron on some reaction videos, but that's it. I keep it to the content and how he is presenting information. If you want to sue free speech, then just become a communist. I'll agree if Aaron was texted or called by other YouTubers that would be too far on boundaries, and I denounce that. I've no involvement, and until Aaron's video, never heard of those situations. I can't even say what's true and what happened, as I'm a total outsider of it. Webmaster, who does them refer to when I'm just doing commentary? Get your facts straight before you guys spout nonsense. I never have tried to contact Aaron unsolicited and never will. It's complete nonsense, and that's what a cult-like collective grouping seems to do. That's the record. Those are the facts. And that's today's Hubbub. No Snyderverse, no problem. Cheers, gents.